Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET Englishtown.
Hello everyone, this is Madeline, teacher again, and I am here for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1C for class. Wednesday, April 29th class, and we are going to be doing reading with Helen Keller, and this is the third part of reading Helen Keller. So make sure you've already watched the first and the second part, okay? So let's get started. We are going to need our 1C reading workbooks and Helen Keller. So let's please take those out. Okay, so to start with, we are going to go in the reading workbook to page 67. So please open to page 67 in the reading workbook. Start with, we are going to also read Helen Keller, so open your Helen Keller books to page 4. I will read, so please listen very carefully. Okay, ready? Little Helen Keller loved smelling roses and honeysuckle. They grew all around her Alabama home. But most of all, Helen loved playing pranks. When she was 6, she had done her best prank yet. Mama had walked into the kitchen pantry. Quickly, Helen felt for the key. Click! Helen locked Mama inside. Helen didn't always have a chance to take charge like that. Mama and Papa tried hard to understand her, but many times no one knew what she wanted. Helen could get so angry she would kick and hit and fall into a heap. Afterward, she ran outside. She threw herself onto the cool, comforting grass. The flower, trees, grass, warm sun, and gentle wind always made Helen feel better. Helen was never punished for her pranks and tantrums. Mr. and Mrs. Keller thought Helen had been punished enough. Their daughter could not hear or see or talk. That pantry prank forever changed Helen's life. The Kellers now knew that Helen needed more than they could give her. She needed special lessons from a special teacher. Helen's teacher was Amy Sullivan. She came to live with the Kellers. Next page. Helen was not ready to trust this stranger. She was not ready to give up her pranks. She locked Annie inside her room, and this time Helen hid the key. The prank made Annie see just how clever Helen was. No matter what Helen did, Annie did not give up. Slowly, day by day, she worked with Helen. Annie taught Helen by pressing her fingers into Helen's hand. Annie's fingers spelled out the names of things Helen loved. Grass, flowers, leaves, trees, bugs, butterflies, sun, and wind and rain. In a short time, Helen loved doing her lessons more than she loved doing her pranks. Soon, the out of doors became Helen's classroom. One summer day, Helen and Annie took a long walk. On their way home, the air grew hot and sticky. Helen and Annie stopped to rest under a wild cherry tree. The tree blocked them from the burning hot sun. Its leaf fanned them with a gentle, cooling breeze. Helen felt its strong, low branches. They were just right for climbing. Annie and Helen decided to do just that. Sitting high in the tree, they had a resting place to stay cool. It was the perfect spot for a picnic. Annie headed for the house to make lunch. She made Helen promise not to move an inch. Helen wouldn't think of moving. She loved sitting high up in that tree. Helen breathed in the wonderful scent of the cherry tree. She stroked its rough bark and its smooth green leaves. She let the cooling breeze blanket her. Finished. Okay, so that is the end of the reading today. What do you think? Is the book good? What do you think will happen next? I know we already read the book, so you know what's going to happen next. But Do you think can we see in the book what will happen next? Okay. So let's go. Again, back into the reading workbook. We are going to be answering the questions on page 67. Okay, so first question. Did Helen trust the stranger right away? Okay, so let's look in the book. Here we see a stranger, Annie Sullivan, came to live with Helen Keller. On the next page, we have to decide, stranger, a person you don't know. So Helen doesn't know Annie Sullivan. Does Helen trust Annie Sullivan the first day she meets her? Does she trust her? On this page, what do we see? No, she was not ready to trust her. So we can say she was not ready to trust Annie Sullivan. She was not ready to trust the stranger. Okay. Why was she not ready? Why did she not trust the stranger? She was not ready. So, the next question, number 2. Same page. Did Helen give up her pranks? What do we think? The answer is no. Helen did not give up the pranks. Why? Why did she did not give up the pranks? So we can say no, she didn't. What did she do? What did she do? On this page, we see she pranked Annie. She locked Annie in her room and hid the key. She locked Annie in her room and she hid the key. Here we see Annie in her room. Helen is hiding the key. So with this prank, what did Annie learn about Helen? Let's see. Here we see Helen do the prank. On the next page, on this page, that prank made Annie see what? What did Annie see? Annie saw how clever Helen was. She saw just how clever Helen was. Helen did this prank, and it is not difficult if you can see and hear, but Helen can't see and can't hear. So she did something very difficult, and Annie said, wow, Helen is a very smart girl, very smart child. Next page. We can see Helen and Annie talking, and Annie giving Helen lessons. So we have the question, what did Helen learn from Annie, and how did she learn? We see here, Annie taught Helen words. Helen didn't know words. With Annie, Helen learned words, and she taught her how. Annie taught Helen by what? She taught her by pressing her fingers into Helen's hand. So she would make letters with her hand, like L or B, and push them into Helen's hand. So Helen can read the L, or read the B, or read the E, like that, okay? So please write these down, and I'm going to erase this. Okay, the next one, why did Helen stop her pranks? We can see the answer on this page. Why did Helen stop her pranks? The answer is She loved her lessons more than her breaks. She loved her lessons more than breaks. She was learning how to talk. So let's look. Where did Helen learn? Where did Helen learn? We can see the answer on this page. Where are Annie and Helen learning? We see here that they say, soon the out of doors became Helen's classroom. So that means that Helen learned outside. She didn't learn inside the classroom, she learned outside. In the garden, probably. Which is a good place to learn. I would like to teach in the garden. I think it would be very fun. Okay, number 7. Why did Annie and Helen stop to rest under a tree one day? One summer day, they stopped under the tree. Why did they stop under a tree? So we can see here that it was hot and sticky. So they were walking and it was very hot and a little bit sticky, not very fun to be outside. So they stopped to rest under a tree. They stopped, they took a rest. It was too hot for them to always be walking, so they took a rest. Next one, why did they climb the tree? Let's see on this page. Why did they climb the tree? Why did they climb the tree? We can see here that Helen thought the branches were just right for climbing. The branches were just right for climbing. The next question is why here we see Helen is alone in the tree. And Annie went home. Why did Annie go home? Why did Annie leave Helen all alone in the tree? So here we see Annie headed for the house. So Annie went home to make lunch. She went home to make lunch. Okay, the next question. What did she make Helen promise? She made Helen promise what? She made Helen promise not to do what? She made her promise not to move an inch. So she said, Helen, don't move. So Helen wasn't going to move 1 inch. She was not going to move. So she made her promise not to move. Helen was going to be completely still. Okay? Write the answers down. I will erase this. Okay, very last question. Why did Helen love being in the tree? So on this page, we see Helen sitting in the tree. Here we see she loves sitting high up in that tree. On this page, she talks about the things she likes in the tree. So why did Helen love being in the tree? What does she like in the tree? We can see that there was a wonderful scent. So it smelled wonderful. The wind was cooling. So it is a very hot day, and she has a small wind that makes her feel not hot. And that was good. And she liked to to touch the tree. So she liked to touch the tree. Okay, finished. Okay, so now let's go to the next page. So on this page we have 7 sentences. We have to decide what is sentence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's look together. So I want you to do this by yourself. Finish. So stop the video. Stop the video. Finish this. And after you finish, come back and I will check your answers. Okay? So. Okay, finished? Okay, so let's see. First sentence is this one. Number 1, Helen locked Mama inside of the pantry. Number 2, next thing that happens in the book, Annie Sullivan came to live with the Kellers. Number 3, Helen locked Annie inside her room and hid the key. Number 4, Annie taught Helen by pressing her fingers into Helen's hands. 5, Helen loved doing her lessons more than doing her reading. Number 6, the out of doors became Helen's classroom. And last one, number 7, sitting high in the tree, they had a resting place to stay cool. It was the perfect spot for them. Okay, so finished. So, homework is page 72. 72? No, page 69. And you can find the other homework at mySSET.com, okay? So homework, go to page 69, and the other homework is on mySSET.com. So this page, please finish. Look for other homework at mySSET.com, okay? So that is all of the lesson today. I hope you learned something. I hope you are staying safe, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET English Town.